What up, my guys? This is Matthew with Kinetic Genetics. I'm actually bringing you some good content. It's going to be a little bit about creatine. Actually, it's going to be all about creatine, but we're going to go deeper into it, give you some facts, give you some, just good information to make a decision if you really want to go on it. If you don't want to, that's cool. I just want to give you a quick disclaimer that I'm not a nutritionist, I'm just a fitness coach, but I like to do some due diligence in my own training. So I figured, why not show some love and spread some knowledge? And don't forget, but to do your own due diligence, because everybody's different. Everybody's going to react different. Everybody has different training programs. Everybody has different, goals. So definitely do your own due diligence, but let's keep it going. And I'll be right back with you guys. Welcome back, my guys. So now we're going to go into a little bit of what I've been researching and stuff like that. I want to tell you again that everything that I've researched, I'm going to leave the links to everything in the description below. So make sure you check it out for yourself, so that way, it's always nice to read up on what you're getting yourself into. But I do want to go over everything that a lot of people say, creatine does this, and that. But in all reality, creatine is probably one of the most studied up supplement. I mean, even more than protein. Definitely look and do your due diligence. I can't say that enough. You guys definitely want to check that out. So make sure you just, before you go into making a decision and just, oh, I'm just going to take it, blah, blah, blah. No, do your research, do your due diligence, figure out what's going to work for you and what's not going to work for you. So I want to go into saying that, creatine definitely creates fat-free mass. A lot of people think it just adds on a bunch of mass and, it be with fat or in muscle, or no, it's a lot of fat-free mass. So you get a lot of muscle growth, a lot of muscle mass pretty much. And a lot of people don't understand that creatine is, 95% stored in your muscles. So when we produce it ourselves, it's stored in our muscles, and it helps with, the ATP to the ADP conversions and stuff like that. For you people out there that don't know what it is, it's pretty much your energy currency in your body. So when a phosphate drops off the ATP, it becomes ADP. So the ATP is the energy charged cell, and the ADP is the one that's fatigued. So that's what helps you with the burst of energy to do a heavy lift or a sprint and stuff like that. So I definitely want to go over, I want to read this real quick for you. Creatine is a dietary supplement purported to improve exercise performance and increase fat-free mass. Make sure right in the video I'm going to be posting wherever all the, images and what I'm reading. So that way you guys can follow along. But I definitely want to say that the thing that a lot of people focused on is to make sure the myths of it saying, it having effects on your livers or kidneys or anything. I mean, we'll get more into that later in the video, but I just want to make sure that you guys know exactly what I'm reading. So I'm going to give you a quick clinical trial that they did a test on. It was with 19 healthy resistance-trained men, and they split them up into two groups. They gave one group of 10 people creatine, the other group of 9 guys with a placebo. So pretty much they gave the 10 guys creatine capsules, and then the other guys, they gave them capsules, but it was a placebo effect. So it wasn't creatine. It was nothing. So that way they thought they were taking creatine. So that way it kind of messed with the heads but to see if they could get the true results. And I definitely want to go over the fact that, after the first 12 weeks, an increase in body mass and fat free mass were greater in the creatine by 6.3% compared to the 3.6, 3.1%. And then the increase in bench and press were greater in the creatine, 24 to 32%, and the placebo was like 16 to 24%. And with the other, it demonstrated significantly greater increases in the muscle fiber cross sectional areas, like 35 1% versus 11%, 36 versus 15. And then really got me was the muscle creatine was significantly elevated after 1 week. 1 week in creatine subjects by 22%. That's crazy. And just for you guys out there, they did the first week the creatine people consumed 25 grams for the first week, and then they had a maintenance dose of 5 grams the remaining days. When we talk about the creatine intake, I'm also saying that when I say 20 grams, 5 grams, that's on a daily basis. What I want to bring up next is another trial. What they did, they took 23 male volunteers, and all these males had at least like 1 year of weight resistance training. They did 10 that took creatine and 13 placebo, kind of like the previous one. But with this one, I actually want to focus in on how their strength was different. And we're going to talk about repetition max. What they pretty much got ready was they pre-tested with the 1 repetition max. So that means if you try to max out, you do 1 rep. So like your bench, 225, 1 rep, got it, bam. That's your max. The methods that they used, they took the 10 people that actually they ingested 5 grams of creatine for 4 times per the 5 days. And the other ones didn't take creatine, obviously, but they told them that they were taking creatine. They did this with a 6-week resistance training program. Subjects trained twice per week with training loads that began at 6 repetition max and then progressed to 2 repetition max. And then the results were pretty crazy. The 1 repetition max increased from 42.8 kilograms to about 54.7 kilograms, while the placebo group went from 42.5 to only 49.3. So right there you can see a big difference. Okay, and then with the body mass for the creatine group increased from 86.7 kilograms to about 88.7 kilograms. And the fat-free mass for the creatine group went from 71.2 to about 72.8, but they didn't find really any significant changes with the placebo group. But with all of those case studies and everything going on, I'm going to throw up a couple more on the screen. You guys can take a look. Like I said, I'm going to have all the links in the description below, so make sure you do check those out. There's just more about, the ATP to the ADP, the muscular performance with the muscle fibers and everything, the reduced protein breakdown, everything that goes into play with creatine, and more on the strength side and for athletes or even just weightlifters and stuff like that, anything you do really physically. With that being said, I want to actually go over some of the myths and everything, the dehydration, kidney and liver damage. A lot of those are misworded, especially with the dehydration. I've read plenty of case studies and clinical trials and stuff that actually have the cell hydration. So I'm gonna put that up for you right now. So make sure you check that out. Like I said, citations below. And now I actually want to tell you more about it. When we talked about earlier how creatine stored 95% in your muscles, well, the other 5%, where does it go? So now let's take a look at how it actually is stored in your brain, your liver, and everything like that. That's why people associate with like, kidney and liver damage, but in all reality, it doesn't. Um, so definitely, we're gonna go over some of like how it's stored in the brain and how it can help with like Parkinson's and stuff like that. I'm gonna flash up the clinic or the case study for that right now, so definitely check that out. I'm not trying to overload you with too much information, because like I said, I want to throw out the things that are important with like training, and then I kind of want to go over just a little bit of hits and misses that people don't really look at. They just look at the training. Well, I'm going to provide you a little bit more so that way you know what you're dealing with. I definitely want to go over the dosage. So me, myself, and I prefer to just, I don't like to load. So there's this thing called creatine loading, and as you could see in a lot of the, the clinicals that they did, there was a lot of, let's load the first 5 days with 20-25 grams of creatine ingestion. With creatine intake, how about that? All right, so we're gonna pretty much, how I do it, I just take 5 grams a day. And I just started this not too long ago. I've been, on and off kind of, but now going over a lot of this stuff the past few months. I'm just brushing up for this video of what I already studied up on, but now I'm taking it more serious because of seeing all the proofs in the pudding. So, guys, if you want to experiment with something, experiment with it, but make sure you do your research to follow it. So, definitely check that out. But I just want to remind you guys, it takes, when you're taking creatine, it takes, a few weeks for it to actually hit maximum storage. So that way you got to take it. You're going to see some changes, but you're not going to get the full optimization of creatine unless you are consistent with it. So be sure to make sure, hey, I'm going to take it at this time of day. I'm going to take this much amount of creatine and X, Y, and Z. You just need to make sure you're consistent and you're on a schedule. And I mean, you kind of want to do that with most things, most supplements. So if you guys found this, informational, please give me a like. Make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be putting a lot more informational content out. This is actually my first one, so if I'm kind of nervous, bear with me. The videos are going to get better. I tend to strive for excellence, and I'm going to be putting out more workout videos and everything too. All my social media is going to be in below. I'm going to be putting out, little workout snippets, little, challenges, stuff to try out, make your training fun, make it more relaxed, but yet at the same time, you're getting results. Just be sure to, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, follow me on all social media, and you guys have a good one. All right, guys, I want to thank you guys again for watching this whole video. I hope this was helpful and informational. Don't forget to leave some comments. Let me know what you guys want, what I could do better, anything to help you guys get some value out of this content, because I really am just out here to help. I can't appreciate it enough for, all the love and support. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and please just keep me updated of what you guys want. I'm going to be throwing out some more informational, also with some more workout things. I'm probably going to be attaching some of my my 21-day challenge that I have up already. And go ahead and check out all my videos. I don't have too many, but I'm in the makes. So thank you guys again, and I hope you enjoyed it. Peace.